Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, I just wanted to make a quick video in regards to Bitcoin and its US dollar pairing. Earlier today, I went on to talk about, just briefly, about the RSI. Now, considering the recent movement of Bitcoin today specifically, we moved up 5%, and now we are flirting with the idea of a $29,000 Bitcoin. Um, Again, and also a hop, skip, and a step away from 30,000. This doesn't refute the idea about the RSI on the weekly chart. This pretty much brings it even higher. It's at 91.60. I believe the video that I published was around 91.4, somewhere in that ballpark. And so we are still never been higher since 2013. But that isn't what I'm here to repeat again. What I really wanted to talk about is the dominance chart, because ever since this breakthrough of this descending triangle, this descending line here, this kind of outlook here doesn't have much credence anymore. And I'll be the first one to tell you that, well, it seems like this trend has broken. And because of that, I'm going to remove it. What I want to bring out today is currently where the dominance is right now. Currently, we're at 71.07% Bitcoin dominance. When we move it to the monthly, it becomes a little clearer on where we are in relative to previous dominance. And so you could see, what we were looking at for a long time was this bit here. Uh, we kind of can still see these dips that are happening, and now we've just shot up. We gained 7.8 points on dominance for Bitcoin, and you can really see it in alts today. You can see it in alts in the past few months. It's just constant bleeding. However, where we are right now is pretty much at this line. Now you can finagle it, a little bit, but currently this is pretty much what I'm looking at right now, uh, where it was resistance here on August 19th, was resistance here on December 9th, 2019, and August 2019, sorry. So we see that there was some kind of resistance. Now you can say this is just like the dip, and when we see it on the weekly chart, it looks more so like a descending line. But if you bring it out, you can then argue that it could be just a straight line through with wicks and all. It is also here where we see kind of like the part of the breaking point of dominance, and it became resistance here on December 2017. We are at that level now, and again, this could be just an arbitrary line. What it seems to me that it have shown in the past is that it showed as resistance. So the question now is this going to play as resistance one more time for Bitcoin dominance? Or if we do break up, where does that take us? Well, I remember in one of my videos, and I'll be the first one to say it, is that it was for me very hard to believe to see a 70% Bitcoin dominance. But here we are at 71. I still think it's hard to believe, and I've seen comments that Bitcoin dominance is going to go up as high as 90. And I'll be one to tell you I would disagree. I would think dominance at 90% is very hard to believe. If 70% was hard to believe, then 90% for me is even more harder to believe. Um, and because of that, I would necessarily discount it, but I wouldn't necessarily. It'd be more of a I believe it when I see it. The first plan of looking at it is just looking at this resistance line here. Where we've seen it play as resistance for the most part. We have not really seen it as support. So that is what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so what if it breaks? If we see a clear breakthrough of this, um, and a good way to see it is January. Remember, these are monthly candles. We are coming to the end of December. It's currently December 30th. Tomorrow will be the last day of December, and every day after that, we'll see how this line plays out. So we will see some sort of indication at the very least in the short term. Now, it could wick up, as we've seen here. Uh, this wick for the month of September wicked up as high as 73%. The month preceding it in August was 72.28. This wick here, July 2017, uh, wicked up as high as 79%. So um, my guess is or my assessment of this chart is that we'll see the lines like the buck stop here. That does not mean that Bitcoin will start losing value. Um, it could very well mean a more plausible idea is that alts start gaining dominance again. So alts begin to outpace Bitcoin, and we have seen small glimpses of that like as of recent. And if we pull it to the daily, we saw it here, and this is on the Ethereum weekly daily chart. We saw it here in the span of mid of November. We saw a pretty impressive gain by Ethereum. We also saw it just here a few days ago. So we see it happen. We see these short glimpses happen of it potentially breaking out. But because of Bitcoin's volatility to the upside, it's very hard for altcoins to really gain momentum. And I mean, you will see altcoins, one or two to some degree, really show outpacing. So like what you see with Uniswap for today, it's up 7%, 7.5% against Bitcoin. It's up 12% against the US dollar. So there's that to keep in mind, but that isn't a clear enough indication for me that the reversals happen, as we have seen this time and time again. Um, what we should be really be seeing at this point is some kind of reversal happen on Bitcoin dominance, whether that's in the coming months or in the coming weeks even. We need to see the buck stop here. If it doesn't, I don't know where it would stop. I mean, I can see why some people would argue that the next target is 90%, because everything from here to 90% is just these is just these the 4 monthly candles here of red. There's no clear support and resistances from the Bitcoin dominance chart. And you can make the same argument as what Bitcoin is doing right now in the price chart, is that there's no price history here. So it's pure price discovery mode. You can kind of make the same argument here where, well, we just kind of cut through right here. In 2017, we just cut right through it like butter. And so there's no clear support or resistance levels that we have seen. So this is pretty much what I'm looking at right now. We'll see in January how it's going to play out, and um, it seems like right now there's no stopping Bitcoin, there's no stopping dominance. But I'm a huge proponent of altcoins rallying back. They always have been, and I don't think it'll stop now. And if that's the case, uh, we should see dominance reverse first on the daily, then on the weekly, then we should see a monthly candle reversal. In addition, we've been talking about how altcoins move quite well in Q1 of 2020, Q1 years, the beginning of the year, the first 3 months of every year. We, especially in a bull market, we see altcoins rally pretty significantly. We saw it here in 2015, saw it here in 2016, and we saw it here in 2017. That within a bull market, there is a pretty good chance that altcoins rally within the first 90 days. In a bear market, it's more iffy. We see it here in 2015. a nominal loss of 41%. See here, a loss of 9%, and here in January 2020, whether you want to call that the beginning of the bull market or not, entirely up to you, is up 30%. So it's a lot less clear during bear markets, but it seems very, very clear in bull markets. And so if we are in a bull market, which I would argue that we are, then we should see this all come together in the next 90 days, where we'll see alt start to rally, where we see dominance reverse, and we start ultimately seeing our altcoin positions starting to show returns, significant returns. You might be up on your altcoin positions now in terms of dollars, but don't be misconstrued that you have been outpaced by Bitcoin thus far. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about for today, you guys.